Dave, here we are, the start of the season, just a day away now. What's the emotion around the place heading into Saturday?
I suppose the same as it is everywhere. There's excitement, there's optimism. I suppose with experience, you understand that from a player's perspective, the whole of pre-season is led towards this first game. But from a coaching perspective, it's the start of a process, and it's the first game of potentially 60 over the course of the season. So it's not the be all and end all. You let other people get excited and make predictions and be optimistic and all them things. From our perspective, it's about, as best as possible, dealing with what's in front of us. Different to the rest of the season because you've less information, if you like, in terms of how you go about it. And we may need to be reactionary on the pitch in terms of problems that we're faced with and weaknesses that we can potentially exploit.
For you personally, though, it's your first game managing in League One, and when you look at your career, you've not just built yourself to this level, you've won yourself to this level almost. How proud a moment will this be for you tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't think you, from a personal perspective, look at it too much. I felt this was a challenge that I certainly needed, and I'm looking forward to that. But things don't change a whole lot. I think as a manager, as the same with all the coaches, you look to improve yourself individually, and we look to improve as a group collectively. And there will be different challenges this year, and I'm going to have to react to those challenges in maybe different ways than I have previously. So it's fun. I'm looking forward to it. Without question, year on year, regardless of what's gone before you become a better manager. If you're open to learning, if you're open to listening to feedback, if you're open to criticism at times, and listen, for me, they're part and parcel of the job. I want to do the best I can be. If I can be the best I can be, then I'll do my best for this group, and that's all I am. I'm a part of this group.
Speaking of challenges, injuries was obviously a theme of last season, and unfortunately that has carried on into pre-season. How much has your pre-season been disrupted by that so far?
Yeah, of course it's been disrupted, and that's I suppose the biggest disappointment, if you like, is the fact that the work that you do and the work that the players do, maybe you don't see the full extent of that because we've so many players in the treatment room. What it does do, if you look at it from a positive perspective, you normally have a real scrap for players, and this first game, as I said, is the be all and end all for them. There's probably going to be less competition in terms of those places, and the people that are in the team on Saturday almost get the first chance, the first bite. There's one thing for certain, that the group will get stronger and stronger over the coming weeks and months when players come back. But the first 2 months of the season is stacked. We play 12 games before 1st of October. So it's important that we do what it takes to win and to accumulate points, whilst still sticking to what we've got success from in the past, but also evolving what we've done. Like I say, we've worked hard at different things over this 6-week pre-season, and I still want to see those things. I don't want to see us just being safe and reverting to type, really. This is about progression and being able to put out on the pitch the things we've worked on day to day in training, because there's been some really good stuff, and they're the things that excite you around what that looks like. Yeah, granted, it's the first game we'll play where there's 3 points up for grabs, and that brings a different context to it. But that's why we're here, and that's why we do it.
In terms of the players that are out, I think it's 10 at the minute. Who, if anyone, is close or getting close to a return?
I don't think we see many of those 10 back during August, if I'm honest. We've looked at it, and probably the first sort of international break window around, I think it's the 7th of September, which is we're due to play Reading, and then we play Crawley, I think, on the 14th. I would hope at that point maybe we could have half of that 10 back, maybe in contention, but not in contention to play, but in contention in terms of being able to be in the squad, and we have to build them up. The ones that are probably short term and the ones that will be back quickest will be Tanto. Fingers crossed we'll see him or have some involvement against Blackpool. Stretch won't be too far behind him. Powley again will potentially be involved by that point. Maybe Ryan Rydell towards the back end of August, and then the others, like I say, a little bit further on.
In fairness, as you've touched upon already, though, when you look at the players that you do still have available, there's still a lot of quality there in terms of the 11 that you're going to be able to put out tomorrow.
There's a huge amount of quality. The only thing for us, and probably the thing that allowed us to have the success we had last year was the depth. We're going to have some youngsters on the bench, and they may be thrust into or required to be put on the pitch, and they have to deal with a situation that they've not dealt with before. And even if it's a home game with 9,500 of our supporters in a League One fixture, it'll be a new experience for them. But with adversity comes opportunity, and you see it so many times in football where young players especially are waiting for a chance, and they show you something that you didn't think that they had or didn't expect that it would produce. So that might be the case. Like I say, in terms of starting 11 and a little bit deeper than that, we're strong, and I'm really happy with where we are. I would love to be in a situation where my job at this point was really tough, and I was having to pick 11 from 23 players. That's not the case, but like I say, no one will moan about it from our perspective. We'll get on with it. We were faced with adversity last year, and look at what outcome that brought. So we'll accept every challenge that's in front of us this season, regardless of what that is, and look forward to being successful.
One player that is fit and has had a good pre-season is Carl Wootton up front, 3 goals for him. How much will he have benefited from having a pre-season that obviously he wasn't able to have last year? Yeah,
Woots is getting his just desserts now in terms of his overall fitness, not just his on-pitch stuff. He's the best he's looked since he's been here, and I would suggest he's the best he's been throughout the course of his career. But that's solely down to him, and the professionalism and the discipline that he shows within his day-to-day work, in his diet, the way he lives as an athlete. I just hope, from my perspective personally, and from our perspective as a group, he gets the rewards on the pitch, because he does so much work for us that doesn't go unnoticed around what we do, and I don't think goes around unnoticed with our fan base. But ultimately, the chats we've had with him were based around he's going to be judged as a centre forward on goals and goal involvement, and he didn't get enough of that through no fault of his own really last year. He worked hard, had some opportunities, didn't stick in the way. Sometimes that happens. He's just got to keep sticking himself in the right position, and be a little bit more selfish in terms of where he does work for himself, not just for the team. Because if we're producing quality, which I know we can, and we're crossing the ball, then Kyle Wootton in the middle of the goal is a big threat in any sort of league, and we've got to make sure we get him there more often than not, to give him the opportunity to score them goals and start the season on the front foot. Because at the moment, in terms of where we are regarding centre forwards, he's our only real centre forward, if you like. We've got others that can play in that position, but will be suited to other positions. So he's going to be, as he has been over the course of the last few years, he's going to be really important for us, until we can get some bodies back to maybe share the load a little bit.
One more in the door today. Tyler joins on loan from Everton for the season. What will he bring to this team, do you think?
First off, he'll bring a body. That's the most important thing. Secondly, a body that has good versatility. So, as you will have seen, real good size, real good athletically, physically. Has been a central midfielder that has, I suppose, a little bit similar to Jamie Gears, that the conversion to be able to play at at centre back, be that on the right or as a middle one. So he'll definitely add to the group. Technically, as you'd expect coming from a Premier League club, is sound. Again, the good thing with him is he knows quite a few of our group through his 21s journey so far, and a few loans that he's had out. So that will help his transition into the group. And based on what we've seen, really looking forward to seeing him play. As I say, the ones that are coming in presently almost get the first go to show what they can do. I know he's looking forward to it. Coming in the day before the season starts isn't ideal, but like I say, challenges are thrown in front of you, and he's going to have to overcome challenges over the course of his career. He'll have had them previously, so this won't be his first one, but it'll be his next one. So he'll definitely add to the group. He's going to be thrust into action pretty much straight away, and we're really excited to see him.
In terms of the opposition on Saturday, Cambridge now headed into their 4th season at this level, obviously know the level very well. Good defensive record last season. Is that do you see it as a good early test for your team on Saturday?
It's tough to gauge anything this first game and the first few games, because teams have come through a pre-season schedule having made changes from last season, and Gary's openly spoke about Cambridge wanting to kick on and not be a team that sort of almost staying in League One looks like success, and wanting to evolve that squad and how they go about things. So there'll be different challenges, just as if he watched us last season, he'll see what we were good at, but there's other things that we've been working on, and other things that we'll try and put into and implement in a game situation. So it is, football's always grey, isn't it? You'll go in having, in certain matches, lots and lots of information based on how teams have played in the previous 3, 4, 5 games, and that can all go out the window based on a team selection or a tactic that a manager may select. That is the ultimate, if you like, in the first few games of the season, because people are still finding their feet. People certainly aren't 100% fit. Notoriously, the first game of the season is a really hot day. Slightly later kick-off for us, that may affect the temperature a little bit. But the first game is about, it's not about winning. Winning isn't the be-all and end-all. It's the start, I say, of a long process. And if the first game of the season, winning the first game of the season was the be-all and end-all, then this football club wouldn't be sat where it was for now, because I think we hold a record that we're going to try and get shut off. I've not won, I think, for the first 5 years. So are we expecting to win? Statistics would say no, but as a group, we're at home. Exeter Park is massively important for us, and has been over the past time I've been here, certainly. We need the supporters to make it an atmosphere that shows that we mean business, and the players on the pitch need to perform, and hopefully that'll be the case.
Really appreciate your time, Dave. Thank you.
Welcome, Lee. Cheers. Thank you.